my name is Veronica Clerco, student number 191009. I'm a second year B.Ed Foundation Phase student at Embury, and I'm doing my lesson plan on small group mathematics for task 3 of our alternative strategy tasks for our teaching practice year 2. The topic that I'm going to cover is number development, and it's multiplication found on CAPS document 21, and I'm focusing on grade 3's term 1 to learn and understand the concept of multiplication in mathematics. The resources you will need for this lesson will be a whiteboard or a blackboard, even a piece of paper if you're doing it on the carpet with the students. You're going to need a pen, or in my case a whiteboard marker. I'm using Play-Doh to teach them the concept of multiplication, 2 different colors, and to make it interesting, and a Play-Doh board so we don't mess everything up. And to make it interesting, I'm going to use cookie cutters, which they will make use of when they do their part of the individual trying to do the sums. It's just to make it more fun for them. When you look at mathematics and at multiplication sums, sometimes they seem very hard. Let's say, for example, the sum provided to you, the problem provided to you is 8 times 3. Then your mind is already racing, how am I going to know how many is 8 times 3? Well, what's easier to remember is that a multiplication sum is divided into groups and items. So I'm going to give the first number the name group, and I'm going to give the second number the name item. So what we know now is we have 8 groups. I'm going to make use of a very light colored Play-Doh because we're going to make small cookies out of them to do the sum and to figure out how many 8 times 3 is. So you have 1 group, it's very strange shaped cookies, but 2 groups, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if we count again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups of cookies. Let me just place them on our little dough tray so it doesn't stick to the whiteboard. So we have the 8 groups, and it says to us 8 groups times 3 items. So now we know that we have to put 3 pieces of green dough, or let's say it's green cherries, on top of each and every one of the 8 cookies. It doesn't matter if they're not the same size while you do the exercise. It can be different sizes as long as it still represents how many groups there are and how many items there are in the groups. So we carefully make sure to place only the right amount of items on the cookies or on the groups, in the groups, so that we don't miscalculate the answer. This really makes the lesson part fun for the learners as well, because they can use their senses, their sensory touch, their fine motor skills, incorporating play into learn to understand the mathematical concept of multiplication. It doesn't matter if they're not the same size while you do the exercise. It can be different sizes as long as it still represents how many groups there are and how many items there are in the groups. So we carefully make sure to place only the right amount of items on the cookies or on the groups in the groups so that we don't miscalculate the answer. This really makes the lesson part fun for the learners as well, because they can use their senses, their sensory touch, their fine motor skills, playing, incorporating play into learn to understand the mathematical concept of multiplication. So now I'm placing my last item within the group. So like we said, 8 times 3, we have 8 items, we have 8 groups, and we have 3 items within each group. So if we count the items now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. If we count the items, we get to the conclusion, to the sum of the answer of the sum, which is 24. What's also important that the children can remember is that these numbers can be exchanged. So it can be 3 times 8 equals with a question mark to know what the answer is. So this means that the group has turned into 3 groups. So they're going to bake only 3 cookies. 1, 2, it's 3 much bigger cookies than the ones before. 2 and 3. And the items on the cookies, they have to put 8 green cherries on each cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. So then they once again count the items on the cookies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, to know what the answer is. So this means that the group has turned into 3 groups. So they're going to bake only 3 cookies. 1, 2, it's 3 much bigger cookies than the ones before. 2 and 3. And the items on the cookies, they have to put 8 green cherries on each cookie. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, and 8, and 2, 3, 4, 6. Now we're going to attempt the multiplication sum together. We have the sum 4 times 6. Which one would you say is the group and which one is the item?
This is the group, this is the item.
Okay, so if you use groups, we use the cookies for the groups. Can you pack down 4 cookies to represent our groups?
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so how many items does each cookie have to have on them?
6 items.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5,
4,
4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Okay, so now if you look at these items, you remember the sum is 4 times 6. So how are you going to do? If you count the items, how many items are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
24. So the answer of 4 times 6 equals?
24.
Good. Now, what happens if I ask you to write down 6 times 4? Write down 6 times 4 for me there. Now, using the same method with the Play-Doh of the two colors, how are you going to determine what the answer of 6 times 4 is?
You're gonna have 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, and then how many items are you going to have in each group?
4.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 5.
5.
Yeah. 4.
So let's say you were to exchange the two groups with each other. What would the 6 be? Would it be a group or item, and would the 4 be a group or item? If you look at the... Now I'm going to leave you to do your own multiplication sum and see if you can get it right. Okay, are you ready?
5 multiplied by 3 is, we're gonna have 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're gonna have 3 items by every group. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it is 15. Let's see what happens if we drag it around. 3 multiplied by and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it is 15. Let's see what happens if we drag it around. 3 multiplied by 5 then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to have the 3 multiplied by 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the answer is 15.
Well done.